It all started as just a normal video. Today, I'm going to be putting myself through a series of basketball challenges to see what my true overall would be if I was in the NBA. So how it's going to work is I went on NBA 2K and I wrote down like all of the attributes on this piece of paper. And these are all the ones that I could do with like just myself. So ones that I can't do where like I need other people with, those are all just going to be put at 75 overall. So basically how it's going to work is, it's like the first one is driving layup. So I'm going to do 10 driving layups, and then say I make 8 out of 10, then I would go on NBA 2K and put the driving layup to an 80. And by the end of the video, we're going to have all of the attributes completed, and we're going to see what my NBA overall is. Alright, for the driving layup, I got a 9 out of 10, so that's pretty good. My driving layups are at 90 overall so far. Driving layup is at 9 out of 10, so now we're on the post fade. Now this is where it all went wrong, the post fade. I'm just gonna shoot 10 like fadeaways, and then however many I make, that's the overall. If I make this, you gotta subscribe.
Bruh.
I know what you guys are thinking right now. All you did was shoot the ball, miss, and then throw the ball in the air. But it wasn't the first shot. It was the second shot. Check this out. Dude, my hoop legit just broke. Did I really just brick that bad? Yeah, I literally like bricked a shot, and then like a piece of the hoop just like popped out, like a little bolt just like popped out, and it was like super loose. So part of the backboard wasn't attached to like the pole anymore, so the hoop just like fell down and almost like completely fell off. So but now I'm gonna tell my parents that like my hoop just broke, and I'm gonna go ask if they could help. At this point, me, my mom, and my dad were all outside like looking at the basketball hoop, and we figured out that we could like stick the bolt back in, and then the hoop would be fixed. But there was a problem. The whole entire pole was completely bent, so we couldn't even line up the backboard to the pole to like stick the bolt in to connect them back. And finally, after about 20 minutes, my parents came up with an idea. Well, and this happened.
Why are you recording all this?
Yeah, but anyways, the idea that they came up with was one of them would like push down the pole, and one of them would push up the backboard so they could like line it up to stick the bolt in.
Hey! Just fixing broken basketball hoops. I know.
At this point, my dad brought out a whole entire hammer to try and get the hoop back in place, but just as they were about to finally get the bolt in and fix the hoop, this happened. It didn't look like much from the camera angle, but my mom legit almost went airborne off the ladder.
Got it.
Yes, we finally fixed the hoop and we got the bolt back in, so now the backboard is fully attached to the pole. We did it. So yeah, the hoop is fixed now. It could have been really bad. The backboard could have like fallen off, and then we could have had to like buy a whole new basketball hoop or something. And don't ask why, but the first thought was the hoop broke because I bricked.
Bruh.
But later in the day, after the hoop was fixed, my dad said that the hoop broke because, like yesterday, I had 2 friends over, and he saw my friends like hanging on the rim and like swinging on it, and one of my friends like hung on the rim and like was going like upside down, and then apparently my other friend also like jumped up on the rim and started like bouncing, so that put like a lot of pressure on the rim, and so that's why the hoop ended up breaking. But yeah, it's alright now. The hoop is fixed, and I'm gonna go take a shot on the new hoop to see if it breaks again. And by the way, the video that I was gonna film is gonna come out in like a week or something, so stay tuned for that. Alright, first shot on the new hoop. If I make this, you gotta subscribe. Oh! Hey, 2 in a row. If I make this one, you gotta get a family member to subscribe.